Hi guys, welcome to Sustainable Stace. Today we're going to take a few minutes to talk about asparagus, one of the wonderful veggies of spring. Stay tuned.
I'm Stacey Taves. For me, healthy food and sustainability are totally connected. You can grow it yourself. Nature is generous.
Hi guys, welcome back to Sustainable Stace. I want to talk to you a little bit today about asparagus. This is probably not the form you're used to seeing it in. You're probably used to seeing these beautiful little green spears. Now, it's not by coincidence that I'm sitting next to my asparagus patch in between my blueberries and my raspberries. Because unlike a lot of other veggies that we tend to grow in the garden, asparagus is like a puppy. Once you have it, you've got it for a while. It's a commitment. We call it a perennial, right? You plant it once and it just keeps on growing. You probably wouldn't want to put asparagus in if you were going to just live somewhere for a year or two, because you probably wouldn't get a chance to harvest it. It takes a bit of a commitment as well, but it's so well worth it. We've got about 50 plants at our place and we put these babies in, probably 6 or 7 years ago. It's quite a simple task to get planting. You want to dig a trench about 1 foot wide, about 1 foot deep, and every foot you plant a crown. You can usually buy crowns of asparagus from a plant and garden shop that carries them in the spring. They'll often come in a net bag, maybe 3 or 5 in a bunch. You plant each crown 1 foot apart at the bottom of the trench, and you cover about half the trench in. So if it's a 1 foot deep trench, you'd cover about 6 inches of nice soil, rich compost type material on top of the crowns. They'll start to sprout and grow. It's pretty shocking because when I got the crowns for these, they were so tiny, so brown, so shriveled. I really didn't have a lot of faith or hope that there was an opportunity to get asparagus from those little puppies. Well, they totally were beyond my imagination in terms of what they pulled off, as you can see. Now, the reason I wanted to show you asparagus this way rather than this way is because everyone has seen asparagus like this in the store generally, and where I live it's incredibly expensive. It's usually imported. It's rarely organic because they do a lot of weed control with different chemical sprays. This is grown entirely organically. The reason I want you to see this is that this is what you need to let happen. You need to wait for this and be patient the first probably 2, maybe 3 years that you plant your crowns. You don't harvest it. You just let these beautiful fern-like fronds grow up. Now they're covered right now in beautiful yellow flowers, and inside they've got a dark orange pollen, and during the daytime they're buzzing with our bees that are pulling the pollen out of there and the nectar out of there. So we had a beautiful asparagus harvest in spring. It's one of the very first things up. When rhubarb is your fruit if that's what you'd call rhubarb, asparagus is usually our first veggie. We pick a big mixing bowl of it every 2nd or 3rd day for about a month, and then after that there's a few spears left. We stop harvesting and we let them do this. Now you'll see that these fronds, some of them are 5 feet tall. And what we're doing by putting out these little solar panels and letting these fern-like fronds grow out is it's grabbing photosynthetic energy and it's pushing it down into the roots. I haven't tested to check myself for sure, but I've read that the roots of asparagus, once they're mature, go down 8 to 10 feet. So you don't plant them tight together, you plant on a long-term relationship. After a few years, when they've established their strength and they've put lots of energy down in their roots, you'll come to that beautiful time when you'll have nice, mature spears in spring that you can harvest, and then give them some time. Don't just keep harvesting and harvesting, don't be greedy. Let them go to seed like this. Wait then till they're totally brown in the fall, and when the fronds are totally dead and have died off and are brown, then chop them off just above the ground and give them a heavy feeding of compost. Couple inches of compost all around. They'll do their magic again next spring. So that's basically what you need to know to get rolling. They like a lot of compost in the fall when you've cut off the fronds, and from there they just keep on giving and keep on giving. 20 to 25 years is a realistic expectation in what you'll get from asparagus. So if you want to find out more gardening tips, making your own soil, growing veggies, harvesting fruit, check out our YouTube channel, Sustainable Stace. Just subscribe down here. If you click down there and subscribe, then each time we put out a new YouTube video, you'll be getting informed by email that it's coming. You'll be able to see what the latest is. And also you can check out sustainablestace.com. If you check out the website there, you'll find the blog and the different writings and hints and see the other info we upload so that you can be as full of hope and as healthy as possible with organic veg in your own backyard. Have a good one.